how did it first start then? For the people who don't know the fix, how did it first come about?
Well, I forget Ari all praise this, because Ari McCall, she approached me. She just done university UTech, get a degree in communication, arts and technology.
Yeah.
She was working at News Talk as an intern, as a receptionist, if I
Hmm.
recall correctly. Um, yeah, she approached with the idea. So she want to pitch this radio show to the heads of my News Talk at the time. And she do it. We did it. And yeah, rest as they say is history.
Yeah. So what do you do? Obviously, we see you on the screen every week, but what do you do behind the scenes? Like, what's your main role?
Um, only for roles and only for arts, we're another thing. Can
Mm.
say executive producer, can say managing director. I guess that's my official company title role.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, sometimes me involved with the creative direction, the editing sometimes. Yeah.
Hmm. So how much work goes into one episode?
Ah, it's a whole lot of work. It's a whole lot of work. Um, Usually the turnover time that we usually had was like a day, but now it's 2 days.
Hmm.
Because the difference is, at least between now and when we were on the radio, was that we did the radio show, but we didn't record or record the whole radio show. So we just record the interviews, of course. I know we're recording the whole podcast, and which is like a 2 hour endeavor more time. So
Hmm.
yeah, the turnaround time is, it has extended, increased.
So how do you
Because of
decide which artists you want to get onto the fix?
um it's usually who fancy we interest in, bro. Who we see
Hmm.
that has talent and who we see we like to talk to, who we like personally. Um Pretty much that's it. And who is out there, has a buzz and a poetry, and then we say, okay, I could do it.
And obviously, musicians in general, I think, have got a bit of a reputation for being maybe sometimes like unreliable, and stuff like that. Have you had situations where you've like booked artists and they haven't shown up?
Oh gosh, enough time, man. Enough time. That happened to it quite a bit when we were new stock, actually.
Okay.
Um, it yeah, it never good because we used to promote them.
Yeah,
Like we
sure.
used to promote them like the day before, and then day forward, and then you get a call, I can't make it because of such and such art. Them just never call you. We've even had incidents where them show up and then leave before doing an interview. It
Was that after they saw you
was
or?
one incident. It was one incident actually. Can find that for it.
So what do you do in that situation? If you've advertised it, do you find a replacement or what?
In some instances when them give us like say like early in the day,
Yeah.
and we can find somebody that will step in or somebody that we had pending, and yeah, sometimes we make that happen. But for the most part, we just move along and just do the show same way without doing an interview.
Yeah. And does that happen more? Did that happen more at the start, or does it still happen now as much?
No,
Artists you.
more, but that's a more at the start.
Yeah.
More at the start. Yeah, that happening now is it's few and far between. I
Hmm.
can't remember when last that happened to it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
There was a
you've
big
got.
mishap with a big artist were there. But that was just miscommunication and days.
Okay. Which
Not my
artist was that?
fault. Ah, she probably gonna vex me, but a Beanie Man. But everything cool.
Beanie Man. Okay.
Everything cool. Yeah, it was Beanie Man actually. What there? Yeah, miscommunication that day, as if that day when it wasn't supposed to be that day, and yeah, but everything
Okay.
cool.
So I think a lot of people have compared the Fix, especially like in the early days, to like the Breakfast Club in America. How do you feel about that comparison?
Um, of course, the comparisons are always there.
Mm.
I just not like when them compare me to Charlemagne too much because as I
I
tell
was gonna
people all
say.
the time, I don't eat ass, I don't sniff girls' cheers and them perverted things. No, I'm not do them things. So yeah.
And you
The
don't say poop.
comparisons in regards to us be like what we do in terms of interviews and the type of vibe that we have. Yeah. Cause to be honest, that was the type of vibe we were going for. We never really see that type of thing going on out here. Especially in regards to our radio station, and putting up interviews on YouTube on a consistent basis and
Mm.
just identify and say, oh, why not fill this gap? Which you did.
But I think you are quite similar to Charlemagne in some ways, in that you're like the bad guy on the podcast. Like you're the one who asks all like the tough questions and stuff like that. Is that something that you set out to do, like to be that play that role in the podcast?
I think that was always Ari's idea because she knows how I am. She always used to tell me, say, oh, you remind me of Charlemagne, I rate it. Yeah, right. Yeah, it'd be perfect for this. And,
Mm.
you know, people probably think that that was our intent or even my intent to sort of imitate or to be like it. But no, I just naturally almost there. I'm upfront, I'm blunt.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a natural fuckery, man. So
Yeah, we can see that.
I
Yeah.
think that's just what natural doing.
So obviously that has sort of got you into certain confrontations with artists in the past. Like obviously there was the big viral video of Spice like
True.
criticizing you. Looking back on that, well, how did you feel about that at the time when Spice dissed you on video?
In the moment, but it feel like shit, man. I don't know. No, it never feel good. Um, yeah, after talking to the team and deciding what was the next steps, yeah, I just mentally prepare myself for what was to forward.
Mm.
Tell my mother, yeah,
But
about what happened. I told her to prepare.
yeah.
That yeah, this shit is going to blow up in the next 24 hours, so just prepare. I am just prepare myself mentally, just knowing what would be the fallout. You know, people are gonna
Mm-hmm.
start say, "Oh, that's the nigga that Spice tell about him mother blue shoes," which kind of still continue to this day. Which me
Do
not
you still
like.
wear those blue shoes?
Yeah.
Do you still wear those blue shoes?
And the thing is, actually no. And the thing is, the shoes wasn't blue. As I said in the video, they were teal. They were teal shoes. But my actual pair of blue shoes, other than that shoes that I wear go on road. And like when we dey up on road and people see me in them, like them and them are the blue shoes. Should I talk about? I'm like, no, these are actual blue shoes, but the shoes that I was wearing, they're teal. They weren't blue.
Mad. But I think that actually did quite a lot to boost the Fix, really, didn't it? Because you ended up getting a load of subscribers, loads more views.
Sure.
Looking back, do you feel like it actually helped you more than hindered you?
Definitely. The boost, the subsequent weeks following, yeah, it's definitely a spike what we never see before. An influx of subscribers and views. It kind of upped my cachet, to be honest, But yeah, personally, yeah, nice. No, it's not nice. Still not nice. I still have to deal with that on a
But I guess
personal level.
yeah, because the role that you play on the podcast, you kind of open yourself up to be criticized like that. So
especially with how we have been operating for the past 2 years, because as I said before, there's now a difference in how we operate Um, Now as opposed to back then when we're on the radio. On the radio, we're giving our views similar to how we give them now, but we never really used to publish them or put them out on video. But now, because we're doing a podcast, so we're doing more of a podcast style, our opinions on certain artists are more heard, which I guess that's kind of fuel the fire behind, the whole Spice thing. She heard us talking some stuff. Well, probably not her and Ningy them, and then them carried to her. And then, yeah. So, like, the artists now and people more able to hear our opinions and stuff, not just only we're just interviewing them and, them get to hear us and see us as more of personalities, through the podcast.
So seeing what that controversy like did for your channel, like did that make you think, oh, maybe we should be more controversial because it might create these viral videos? Like that seems to be where you get these viral videos coming from, is like through controversy.
That's true, but the thing is with us, and even from the get-go, from inception, we were told not to be like Raga Shanti by the manager at New Stock. If you don't know Raga Shanti was popular radio host on New Stock, and his thing was mix up. He was King Mix Up. Shout out King Mix Up, but he was King Mix Up at that. And they wanted to go away from that, and we had no problem because we innately aren't mix up. We don't really strive on that. So mix up and the controversy and doing things of that nature, we don't really pride ourselves on. We just pride ourselves on being real and natural. So you're not gonna always get those type of moments. You get a moment where we have deep conversations with people that don't go viral, but them real and them deep, and people don't really tune in as much, but them more tune in for the cas and the controversy and all them thing there. Yo, sorry, I'm gonna get one cut from it today. So if you see me up, yeah, just know say that. Yeah. Say we don't really strive to do those things or be like that. But yeah, we strive on being raw and real, pretty much.
So
not to be mixed up.
Because obviously, like, you're a fan of, the reason you started it is because you're a fan of the music, you're a fan of the artists. When they do criticize you, and when you do get that sort of abuse, does it make you feel like you wish you were just a fan? Like, are you happy to play that role?
Nah, I'm happy to play the role. Because like even them type of little run-ins there or have. Like entering into this, I had no, like, I knew what I was getting myself into because I know the type of person I am. I know I'm outspoken, I know I'm blunt, and yeah, I know certain things would happen. It's just dealing with them is a different thing. But I knew certain things would happen. Yeah. So yeah, I really have. I've always prepared myself for these type of things to happen because I think that it's needed within the space. As something that we identified was kind of missing from the space. Of people just do these cookie cutter things and not being honest.
Cool names
about things that are happening in the game and about artists. And I like to think of myself as the conscience. Sorry, conscience. The conscience of dancehall in a way, where we speak things that people either them afraid for talk or them don't really identify could be said.
I think that's why the viewers, value.
Somebody asked, "Did not cry?" No, I just never get much sleep, and plus that cut out.
I think that's why the viewers, like, they value what you do. But do you feel like the artists and the industry people value what you do and respect your place in the industry?
Honestly, I think for the most part they do because I'll get calls or even after interviews with certain noted artists or industry persons. Say, yo, brother, continue do what you do because it needed, you see me? It needed. So, of course, I got others that don't really like me and don't really like what we do. But as I said, I follow the territory. But for the most part, it's mostly encouragement from the people involved, saying, yo, keep going, don't stop, keep doing what you do. Some of them even tell me to turn it up. Some of them even ask me how me ease up. Because if you check back in 2015, like 2015, 16, I really didn't care back in them time. Kind of,
You
ease up
toned it
now.
down a bit. I think you have toned it
Yeah,
down.
a little bit, a little bit.
You should tone it back up. Yeah, definitely.
People keep saying that. Yeah, it's not because I don't. Some people would say it's probably because of a certain incident where they were going with Miss Pice, but I just think it's just natural growth and just maturity where certain things we just leave behind and just no bother with no more. But yeah, I still always strive to just stay true to myself.
Yeah, and you spoke about like other platforms which are like you said like cookie cutter platforms. Are you talking about like the TVJ, like the TVJs and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, certain other programs are for upon it surrounding that. So it's cookie cutter and just copy and paste and yeah, it's no insult to them because it probably works for them and that's probably how they operate because on the stations that they operate on and they work for, But we were able to operate outside a certain, lines. We never really have no overlords. We're very free to do what we wanted to do even in the inception at New Stock. But a whole heap of freedom because we're at the graveyard time at that time, 9 to 11 on Thursday nights. So pretty much could I get to anything. And that was basically the springboard where the thing grew. Us just being able to, be real.
Yeah. So do people in your age, when like the younger people in Jamaica, like, do you feel like they're still watching on stage and TVJ? Like, are they still valuing that, or are they leaning more towards like YouTube podcasts like The Fix?
I think it's a sort of convergence, in a sense, because all those platforms over the years have been adapting and putting their content online since we have started. I don't know if that's a coincidence, but that's again for a different day. But yeah, since we started to post consistent content with artists online, they have adapted as well. So you'll find that even the young kids, them when their artists go on these platforms, yeah, of course they might watch because they're prominent platforms. But in terms of like building a community, like a fan base, if you will, I think young people more would connect with us because, as I said even previously, even with the podcast, they get to see more of us as personalities, where other platforms you don't really see them, like you them off camera or they're just doing interviews. While with us, you more feel things for. I think we more connect with younger people on that level. I'm saying, I have the same type of ideas, I pre the same type of things he pre's. Like, yeah, I been want to say that. I'm glad say somebody did say that. Cause nobody now said that. Right? Yeah, I feel that's where we have an advantage.
And do you think there's a place for a podcast like The Fix to be on TV?
I don't know. Because Jamaica, we're kind of slow on the uptake in terms of even R-rated or adult content being accepted on like mainstream national media. yeah, we're very much still stuck in a archaic type of Christian plain wholesome content for TV. I think we're still in that. You know, when I reach the levels of course, America or even UK to a certain degree, where there's spaces on TV for adult content. When I say porn, people,
No,
like adult
there's definitely space for that. Yeah,
content. Yeah,
yeah.
of course. Well, yeah, adult content, which we definitely would classify our platform and our content.
What about
So
radio?
that,
Obviously, you started on radio. Would you feel like going back to radio could benefit you, or?
we've never ruled it out. No, that's something that we've always held in the cards. That if an opportunity should arise, why not? We've had several talks with several stations, but we've never been able to really iron out certain things. So, but we not rule it out. It's something that we'd entertain. It's something that, if the right situation, right home is there, yeah, we very much want to go back. 'Cause we like doing radio. We liked it. It's something that we even when we started to do it 5 days a week, something that really got to enjoy and get used to, and it's a knack for.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a different vibe. Like even though you're on radio, even though you're still behind the camera now, the fact that you're in the studio definitely, I think, was a different vibe. I think.
Yeah, it was, man. The radio vibe, even just the music element. Shout out DJ Birds, because that was our next element that people tuned in for. DJing and live music and live mixing and all them things there
Yeah.
was a vibe. If you look back on our like highlights on our IG stories on the fix, Instagram, it's the bag of craziness so them used to go out with the nice studio dance on the table them and all them thing there. Wind up themselves and all. Yeah. It's fun, man. Not tonight. It's fun. It's something that definitely I would look to get back into.
Yeah. So in terms of running the podcast, like as a business model, is there a way that you can make a living from doing the podcast, like just on YouTube?
There is enough, because the blueprint has already been laid out by overseas podcasts. I don't know of any podcasters that makes a living just off of podcasting here locally. But as we said, yeah, podcasters that prove it in the States, prove it all over the world. It can be done. It's just finding the right situation, building the proper content, building the proper platform as well. But yeah, not only you can get paid through YouTube, but in terms of ads through companies, that we've been approached by several companies to do advertising. So yeah, the means they are there for people to able to make a living off of podcasting. It's rougher out here, to be honest.
And why is that, do you think?
I think it's just the culture, as I say, kind of slow to the uptake. Even podcasting will slow too. So the companies out there, they're kind of slower to part with their money because they're not really sure about the whole podcasting game, or they're not really caught up with it. They'll know a podcast, but them not really know the inner business workings of it. So they don't really know if it's a good business decision for them or not. Yeah, that's what me see from experience.
So there's a lot of I wanted to speak to you about the vlogging side of it as well, because obviously what you do is slightly different to what a lot of vloggers do.
Ariana said, I read upon the live, big up. She said, don't do it.
Big up, the trap.
It rough, man, it rough.
Yeah, I wanted to speak to you about a bit about like vloggers, because obviously there's a lot of vloggers now on YouTube that kind of do similar stuff to you, but slightly different in that they don't have a studio. you know, it'll just be them speaking into a mic with like editing some video footage and stuff like that. Do you think that that's more or less valuable than what you do?
I wouldn't say more or less valuable. I just think it's something different. I've always championed what they do, even though some of them kind of gimmicky, you know, and they do some outright clickbait stuff. But yeah, in terms of their value to the whole ecosystem, I've always championed them. I say something that's needed. If you look in hip hop, if you look the UK, several bloggers involved. I just add to the whole excitement and business of the genre that they're involved in. I think they do that, like the local vloggers, they do that as well. I have some very prominent bloggers out here that doing them thing, and you know, because them make a living off it, you know, because they can speedily upload things as soon as a song drop. Can do a video upon it, you know, analyze the song and analyze the bars and all them things there, you see me? So I think what they do is different than what we offer.
Yeah.
It's different but needed. I'm not gonna put a value in comparison to ours. I think we're both needed.
Is it getting to the point where it's like maybe oversaturated now with vloggers, do you think? Or
yeah. I think if there was more quality vloggers, then it wouldn't really be a problem, of a certain quality at least. But some of them just horrible. Some of them just do it because them see somebody do it and then feel them can do it and feel it easy, and they feel, you know,
it's so easy
anybody
to set
can
up.
do it.
Well, yeah. I guess it's just so easy to set up now. All you need is like a laptop and a microphone.
Pretty much.
You can get started. Yeah.
A good to decent, or decent to good camera, little lighting, and you that. Or you just know for edit and just use images, grab images from off the net and
So what's the biggest? I mean, obviously you've been doing. You've had the YouTube channel for like, what is it, 6 years now?
Yeah, it's been 6 years. Starting 2014. Yeah.
What's the biggest? Have you seen any big changes with YouTube and the way that your content is like received?
I don't know if you can see the great ear them. I'm here. What? Enough of them that due to YouTube and the changing landscape of it. It's hard to keep up. It's hard. But like, if you're in this and you can't adapt, then you're dead. Now, one thing being in this space teach me, I adapt or die, because I ever changing landscape, you know, YouTube ever forward new things and algorithms and things like that. Like even we are go through it now. In terms of censorship and all them type of thing, the COPA, I think that's what it is. Recently introduced on YouTube. There's a whole heap of things we've had to deal with and we've had to, you know, tweak and in order to adapt. Yeah, the YouTube landscape changed basically, like it changed like on a monthly basis, damn near. Not a monthly, like a quarterly basis.
Yeah. Is that just because so many more people are starting up YouTube channels, do you think?
Yeah, that may just be it. And even though it affects us, like, I feel like sometimes the algorithm them do it bad. I see somebody big up just a random youth, but yeah, I feel like sometimes the algorithm them do it bad, and you know, I felt up with game in terms of SEO and tagging and all them things there. Just for YouTube to offer us the right type of placement, because sometime, but not for the time, it don't really have to do with the quality of the content. It's just how it is placed on YouTube next to our next type of content. You know, so even in that regard, I feel like we get killed sometimes.
Yeah, because I mean, I mean, you've got over what, like 100, you've got over 100 subscribers, and like sometimes I look at your videos and I think this should be getting more views, when you
Yeah,
look at the amount of subscribers that you have, and it seems a bit like they're maybe too harsh on the algorithms, like they're they're not giving you enough exposure.
yeah, that's how I feel sometimes. As we've just been trying to tweak our approach to certain things, and
Mm,
now make a wholehearted change, but just make some little tweaks so that to see if fit into that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it work, and then sometimes you don't really know what works. But let's have to do your research, adapt,
mhm.
keep going. That's always been our mantra.
So obviously, you must get a lot of people trying to get onto the fix, like contacting you, trying to get their artist on the fix. Like, what would you say to an artist or a manager who is trying to get their artist on the fix? Like, how would they get noticed by you?
First of all, don't dare me. One, don't dare me, please. Secondly, just do good music. Make your music speak for yourself. Your time will forward. Some artists, what they do, them try to force certain things,
Hmm.
and rather than working on the craft, so they'll try to force relations and force you to see them, and what they don't realize is that that can be spammy and annoying. Once you do good work, enough artists can speak to that when it forward to we.
Yeah.
Once you do good music, we are gonna notice it. We're going to notice it. It may not be an interview right away, but we'll have bust the youths or play songs, uprising artists want to really get the shine that, you know, them deserve, or we say other people get, and we try to do that for them. So my thing is always about just putting in the work and making the work speak for itself. And then everything will follow. I watch Michael Jordan, The Last Dance, That you may don't know if you know about that documentary. Well, go on and up on ESPN and on Netflix. You don't know Michael Jordan already, regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of
Hmm.
all time. The man that, when you hear him talk, he always was focused on the game, just focused on him craft. And everything what I see him have now, and everything that followed was because of that mentality, focusing on the craft. Some people them focus on money, and because of that, money don't forward. When you focus on perfecting the craft, everything else, me believe, will forward afterwards that you deserve. Once you put in the work, once you put in the time, interviews, money, endorsements, all of them things that go follow. As long as you are putting in the work and I put out a good product. I feel that that gets lost in translation with some of them artists.
Yeah. So do you feel like they're focusing too much on getting onto platforms like the fix, but not
Yeah, some of
realizing?
them don't ready. I mean, I got hyper. It's just fact. Some of them just not ready. There's more
Mhm.
work to be done.
Yeah.
Some of them, them don't understand that it's a sort of quid pro quo type of thing where it not gonna really help you
No.
at a certain time in a career for forward on our platform, because people just not gonna watch. And people not gonna watch, then what sense does it make for us? We just be straight and blatant. Like,
Mm.
it not gonna work on both sides. So when you build up your cash, you build up your catalog, and you work for your craft, it works best for both sides. And there have been artists where we genuinely take a liking to, and no people don't know about them, and we say, we put them on, and no people don't know them, and through us, them get to know them. But because what? Them put in the work, them craft is good, and we like it, and we see it. Simple.
But is there some cases where the artists, they are putting in that work with their craft,
Mm-hmm.
but because they haven't got the right team around them or manager or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, they're not getting the exposure to be seen or heard by platforms like you?
That's true. That's true because the importance of a good team, it can't be understated. You have to have a good team around you. We know there are individuals that are capable and adept at performing several different roles that it would take to be a successful artist. But I would advise them, find a good team around you that can operate certain little things, play certain little roles in your career so that you can focus on the craft.
Mm-hmm.
As that should be your primary focus. If you have the aptitude to be able to deal with certain things while doing it, kudos to you. But yeah, can't understate the value of a good team. Have a good team around here that can make these connections. Because I'm not gonna lie, connections are a part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Having a team around you that can make certain connections and make certain links, it's a part of it. So yeah, a good team being around you, I can't speak enough about it. It's true.
And have you had situations where
As somebody
you've
point out, team don't mean entourage. Big up yourself just around. Team don't mean entourage. I don't mean the 40 man them. I mean your weed roller. It's spliff roller.
have you ever had a situation where you've put an artist on who you think has got like a real promising future, and then they haven't amounted to what you expected? Like, because you've been doing this for quite a long time now, 6 years. So.
Mm. I can't really say that per se because in everything in its time. There are certain artists that we endorse and we know them that they have the tools and the skills to be highly successful in the game, but for whatever reason or another, it hasn't really played out that way. Some people who've been in the game for quite some time and who we featured on our platform, whole heap of time. But we just fought to the realization, say everything in its time, man. Everything now will work out as how you would want it or how you see the next man thing work out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's a thing what people need to prove even in life. Because them say comparison is the greatest steal or jar, something like that. My paraphrase. But yeah, you compare yourself to our next man and sometimes you doesn't even realize that your journey different. You just look on Gully Bop. I remember Gully Bop. That man was how much years old?
Yeah.
And his time was his time. His time was his time.
That's a long time. That's a long time.
Long time him been away. But, certain things just align, certain stars just align. It was his time.
Yeah, that's
you see
true.
me? The main thing is just go and continue to put in the work. And some of the artists then take on this mentality, are you and a them and a them. Sometimes them just need to take like some personal stock. I'm say, maybe I do something meaning for change. Maybe it's something I need to do differently. Maybe something I need to tweak. Sometimes it's not, you don't have to make like wholesale changes like that. Sometimes just a little tweak here and there to the product, to the content. And it works. Some of the artists don't really identify that. And if they did, maybe the success that they reach them yet or them feel them deserve would reach them.
Mm-hmm. So as I said, you've obviously been doing this for like 6 years now. Have you noticed like any sort of changes in general, but like from the attitude of artists or like the professionalism of artists in that time? Like, are there any changes that you've noticed?
On a whole, it's pretty much the same, to be honest. I will say that some of the younger artists, they more forward up now. them approach it, them a see some of the sins of our forefathers, and they're trying their best not to follow in their footsteps in terms of like the bad shit what them used to do. You know, so I've seen that where they're trying to be more professional, you know, doing things in a certain type of way that them see maybe them man there before me they make a mistake, me do that different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I see some young who definitely do that.
Yeah. And there's quite a few topics that seem to come up like time and time again on the fix. Like obviously there's been quite a few clashes recently between artists. I get the sense that you're kind of a bit fed up with these clashes.
Fed up is too strong a word or phrase.
Disinterested.
Yeah, that's more it. Really, yeah, they just don't really do it for me. I can appreciate certain things with some of the song them and say, that bar they did bad, or you know, the verse they bad, or the hook they did bad, but pan a whole, the clash them pan a whole, it just not really do it for me. I don't know if I get the whole or the quality of the clash them on it. They just don't. And I not just me, I express these things. If you pre the opinions of other people within the game, other elder statesmen in the game, them express the same type of sentiment. Then I must say, oh, hey, them clash are just not it. Just not it.
Are they becoming too regular maybe? Like too many clashes popping up?
I think it's more the frequency of the songs.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the frequency or regularity of the clash themselves. I just the frequency of the song. Too much song. As we talked about on the podcast, I think last week, where I said like, yeah, give too much homework.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I mean, like a bag of homework to be honest. Back in the day, we get to live with the song. We get to learn the lyrics. That's when the song them playing at the dance and at the party them, we do them line for line. It's like you play that them on the song and then you play the counteraction feed and the people them in the crowd know it line for line like them a clash themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It was a joy, you see me? No, and this was a point we never really talked about on the last episode, but we stated it before. One of the things them what kind of take away from the joy from it too is one of the biggest elements of dancehall, which is rhythms and juggling. You're not on the same rhythm. Because that was something that we used to judge the clash. Who do the rhythm better? Now the artists them lock off with them producer and you know producer them have them allegiances and you know it's different. You know, it's just not for me. I'm not gonna say like it's worse. It could just be that's just the evolution of the clashing now, but it just not do it for me. Maybe it'll take some time for me to get used to it and just wrap my cranium around and say, oh, this is just how things are. But yeah, as of now, I'm just, it's too much. Song them just, them bad in terms of bars and them thing about, let me say, catchiness and the overall vibe of it. Like sometimes them get well, even though the clash them of yesteryear, they get personal. But I know it's like you just see a pattern where it get personal and then just peter out and then authorities get involved and then as we state last week say up on the podcast say there's no culmination. You don't see a final.
Is that because
culmination to these clashes where them actually clash face to face on a stage like a sting? You see me?
I was gonna
it's
say
like them just do this and it just fall out to nothingness.
Yeah, there's no final winner of the clash.
Yeah. Want to say a winner want to declare a winner and say, we'll get the build up through the songs them and the back and forth through the clashing and wax. And then we get the ultimate culmination when them actually clasp on stage and then we can judge a win and say, ah, him win. Nowadays, you don't have that. You know, maybe I just get old. The great year them. I'm grown up. You know.
So obviously you've interviewed like so many artists over the last 60 years. Have you had an interview or an artist that has really stuck out in your memory as like that was one of my favorite interviews?
Which one?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you got a favorite interview?
I think you say one. Bounty Killer, of course.
Yeah,
Bounty Killer interview, they're definitely one of the legendary ones. Anytime we talk to twins, that's always epic.
The Spice one, that's one of your favorites.
Even though that wasn't really an interview. But I guess you can throw that in there. Anytime we talk to Yannick Curvy Diva, that's always an event too. But I doing it too, because in my memory, that's the last sit-down interview he has done for the past almost years now. So yeah. And also our interview with Alkaline, which I believe was the last interview that he has done with a local media entity here. Which, me own up to that. So our fault make Alkaline not talk to no media out there. It's our fault.
When you listen back,
I don't like when I own it, but our fault. It's our fault. Blame we.
He did an on stage one as well, though, didn't he? And that he didn't really seem to enjoy that either.
Yeah, I think him and the people them reception to him, and you know, like as I said, like even his attitudes towards media and even like how certain media deal with him, like we. I'm feeling just getting disenchanted to do the whole thing, and I feel that a part of the reason why I'm just take with himself and just say, eh.
Have you listened back to that? Do you ever listen back to that interview? Like,
nah.
Do you wish you did it differently, or?
Not exactly. I guess we wish we do it a little bit of perspective, a different perspective, if you will.
At the time, did you take him seriously? Like, did you take him seriously at the time, or?
Let me tell you, up to a certain point, no. But you see, like up to that interview, yes, because up to a certain point, like when career justice started, I never take him serious. I say, "What are you to put tattoo in my eye and I hear that you this and rate it." But when me actually saw the song them start connect now, how people did I connect to the song them and the fan base and did I mass I say, yo, yeah, that you is to be taken seriously. You know? So yeah, so like, even me never really respect him much, but over the years I have grown to respect the work that he has put in. Without a doubt. And whether it be a cartel knockoff or body wash or the tattoo eye or whatever, yeah, all them things against him. But in terms of just the work that he has put in, we are young youth too, and the audience and the fan base that he has amassed, you have to respect it.
And has that changed your perspective on looking at these young artists when they're just coming up and they're getting a bit of criticism? Has that made you sort of look at them differently and think, okay, maybe I shouldn't be too harsh on them?
Definitely. That even speaks to how me say like I've matured over the years and how me used to go harder back then as opposed to now. Perspective kind of change on certain things, like like even on certain artists we talk about have them on and them not really bust it or them not really reach them for reach, like my perspective kind of change and you just say, oh, everything in its own time. So like even my perspective in regards to younger artists especially, I'm not as harsh as I think I used to be. Yeah.
Right. D. Chanel has asked about 10 times. Ask about Dom Pre. You know about Dom Pre? Dom Pre.
No, how would that?
You know Dom Pre.
Do I?
Yeah.
How
He was
name's that?
part of the Chronic Law freestyle that was on my channel.
Yo, the freestyle is bad, isn't it? The freestyle series I go on to. We kind of compete, but I'm not saying no.
Nah, there's no competition. No
Yeah,
competition.
no compete, yeah.
But yeah, Dom Pre is a sick artist. Yeah, for sure. I hope that's
Yeah, man, but like you have enough bad artists out there. It hard to sift through because there's so much I don't know, and there's so much garbage too.
yeah.
But how I go on, there's a lot of artists out there doing them thing. We prove that with Busty you'd say, yo, enough artists out. We've been able to find artists every week, a new artist to play them song. Said material is out there.
And I find that some artists that are really sick at freestyles may not translate to their records, like their songs, which
True.
is sometimes a bit of a shame because they'll get a big freestyle, and then when you go to look at their music, it's like, where do I find it? Like what? Like,
True. It hard sometimes for the artists them are bad on the freestyle. Me see it for a song of them bad on the freestyle, but when it forward on to making a song, it's difficult at two different skill set them there, making a song and doing a freestyle. So the man them bad with the bars and the flow, but actually putting together a nice sounding song that can become a hit, a different kettle a sea creature that.
yeah.
You see me?
So have you got any artists that you've got your eyes on in terms of you'd love to have them on as an interview? Like, what's your dream interview on the Fix?
Right now, I don't want to talk to nobody but Lila Ike. I don't want to talk to her before, but I want to talk to her again. It's been too
Really?
long.
Okay.
I love that woman. Love her. But otherwise, I guess who we haven't had on the show yet. Junior Gang, definitely. Alright, would go on like a idiot schoolgirl for that one. I don't. She obsessed with him. What's the interview yet? What would I want interview? Can't think of none right now. Sprague is there, you know. We did have a little 3-minute thing with him at the Red Bull Culture Clash, but I want a better conversation with him.
Did you try and get an interview with Buju when he got released?
Yeah, Buju. No, yeah, we never try actually.
Well, because you didn't.
Maybe we should. But we just know at the time, even though we're good with these people, even though we don't know how that's still, because we kind of criticize him lately. But enough for music, but just for something I'm saying about the whole during this whole shutdown and everything there. Yeah. I just know at the time that he wasn't doing interviews. And even though him do one major one were there that did make news. But yeah, like even how I'm advising artists to move, that's how we move. Like that's how we move with certain artists. Like if it should happen, it will happen. You know? Right. Like you make yourself, you put in work and they see you. You see me? But sometimes them either just not in the mood or it's just not the right time. That's cool. You see me? Of course, that's definitely what I would want to do. I don't know if it's one he would want to do. Maybe him not see as respected as much as such and such platform. I don't know. But yeah, there's no problem. Everything in its time, bro.
Yeah, man. All right, bro. Well, thanks for that. I'll let you get back to it.
Get back to treating my wound.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Right, yo, big up yourself, Chris Satta.
Yeah, man. Big up everyone who's
until the damn thing.
Big up.
Hey, man, bro.